Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to be demonstrating my argument mapper MapClaims, how it can help fix the way we argue. You can try it out for yourself at map.claims, either by logging in and posting, or try out sandbox mode, no login required. Arguments are supposed to be how we take two conflicting ideas and figure out which one is right, but it feels like that almost never happens. Oftentimes when we argue, we seem to just go in circles, get angry, and come away no better off than we were at the beginning. So let's identify some reasons that happens using a fictitious office argument, and for each of those reasons, we'll see how it works in MapClaims. Alright, item number 1, request of allocation of funds for a bike shed is denied. Sir, we've been having repeated issues with bike theft. A bike shed would prevent that.
We're in the big city, Johnson, not your grandma's apple farm. Can't let a few bike thieves scare us.
So let's create a new sandbox argument in MapClaims. And create two people, Johnson and the boss. The boss says we shouldn't build a bike shed. Johnson disagrees, saying we have been having issues with bike theft and a bike shed would prevent that. Here's what his argument looks like in MapClaims. The two premises here and the implication here. The implication is the part of the argument that says, if these two things are true, that means this statement is not true. In logic, this is what we'd call a type of conditional, but I'll talk more about that in a future video. The boss can respond by arguing with any part of this argument, either of the two premises or the implication. But which one was he really disagreeing with? It sort of seems more like he blew the argument off without really addressing any of these things. He says we can't let a few bike thieves scare us, but nobody's really said otherwise, only that bike thieves are worth addressing. He set up a false argument that no one was really espousing or a straw man for himself to easily defeat. But as we see in the sidebar on MapClaims, he has an argument to address, and if we switch back to the boss, we'll see it's even highlighted that he's got work to do. So, how would he like to proceed?
Well, fine, sure, we've been having some bike theft,
says the boss, and he clicks the agree button to indicate his stance.
And a bike shed may or may not prevent that,
he says, as he clicks the I don't know button.
But I don't agree with his implication thingy.
Why not?
Because I don't like being implicated.
More specifically?
Well, say we stop the bike thieves. They'll just steal cars instead. That's even worse.
You gotta be kidding me. And now I've got an argument to address? Seriously? Yep. They'll steal cars instead? That's so ridiculous I don't even know where to start. And, you know, we would just get off into the weeds and debating what's likely with theft and car alarm systems and thief motivations. I don't want to go off on a tangent. Brandolini's law, also known as the bullshit asymmetry principle, states the following. The amount of energy needed to refute bullshit is an order of magnitude bigger than that needed to produce it. So I seriously have to argue this? No, you can just disagree. What? But isn't that just dodging the question? Not quite, because in order to address the question and get this number to go away, you need to at least clarify which part of the argument you disagree with. One of the premises or the implication. Or if you feel certain that one of them is wrong, but you're not sure which, you can mark multiple I don't know. Well, as stupid as this is, I actually have no problem with the implication, because if it was really true that people were just going to steal more cars instead, then yes, that would be a good reason. But that's not true, so I guess I agree with the implication, and... Wait, how did that address the argument for me? Oh, it disagreed automatically over here? Yes, once you marked that you agree with the implication, you had to disagree with the premise to avoid a logical contradiction, so MapClaims deduces that stance automatically. Isn't solving systems of logical expressions one of those NP-complete computer science problems that takes too long to actually compute? Yes, but not always, thanks to the magic of horn clauses. More on that in a future video. Well, I disagreed with this insane claim, fine, but now it shows neither of us have anything to address, so we haven't reached any agreement. I mean, how does that work? Did I break it? Not at all. Sometimes people have fundamental disagreements on values or assumptions that they are unwilling or unable to prove to someone else. Something like their first principles, if you like. So if you both feel like you've drilled down to those points and can't progress any further, this could be a time to end the argument and just agree to disagree. Well, I don't think any of my first principles or fundamental values involve bike sheds, but I'm not ready to agree to disagree because we need to make the right decision about this. Okay, Either of you could make another argument on any of these claims that you disagree on. I just think it's insane we're even debating this. We approved a nuclear power plant in like a 5-minute meeting. All right, so which claim are you disagreeing with?
The initial one, I guess? No, this doesn't look right, though, because this makes it look like I think the fact that we approved the plant somehow proves that we should build a bike shed, which doesn't really make any sense. Like, I mean, he's just going to disagree with the implication, because I don't even agree with the implication. Can I just do like a normal, like a disagree response without this implication box thing being here?
No. I guess I'll delete this then. I can just post a regular response on any other website, though. Why can't I do it here? Because if there's no implication that the claim isn't true, then you're not really arguing with it at all. You're just making a separate claim. Sometimes people call this derailing or whataboutism.
So I can't point out how ridiculous it is that we're spending so much more time discussing this than we did the plant?
Of course you can. You can assert it as a separate claim.
Well, will the boss have to address it?
No, but he might if he disagrees.
Fine, sure. And I agree.
You agree?
Yes, the fact that this conversation is even happening is utterly ridiculous, but that doesn't have any bearing on whether we should or should not build a bike shed. Now does it, Johnson?
I guess not.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. Oh, we doing MapClaims for the bike shed? Nice. You're very late, Peterson. You've got a lot to catch up on.
Okay, join conversation. Boss says we don't need a bike shed. I disagree, and looks like I'm all caught up.
What? What?
Oh, you should have a bunch of red outline thingies to address. We've been at this a while now. Well, he's only taken a stance on one claim, and nobody's said anything that contradicts it.
Well, how is that possible? This is what we've been debating the whole time.
Actually, you've gotten tangled up debating over one specific argument against this claim. So far, no one's actually made a single claim in favor of it. That's why Peterson can disagree with it completely unchallenged.
I guess that's technically true.
I guess, yeah. When you get caught up in a back-and-forth argument, it's really hard to remember what was a response to what. Just one of many reasons MapClaims can help you have higher quality debates.
Well, fine. I haven't made an argument. I'll make an argument now. There's no ROI in it.
Nah, bike shed will pay for itself in 3 years, boss.
Peterson, that's absurd. I've seen the estimate. There's no way these building costs are going to be offset by a few years of slightly increased employee satisfaction because they feel that their bikes are safer.
These are company-owned bikes, sir.
They're what?
So in our case, the argument turned out to be based on a critical misunderstanding that neither side even realized was happening, and it could have taken them a lot longer to discover that if they had gotten derailed arguing about things like car theft or nuclear power plants. In MapClaims, you can easily brush aside irrelevant or ridiculous arguments with as little effort as clicking a button, while still guaranteeing that no argument can go completely ignored. This creates a system that rewards arguments for being clear, concise, compelling, and relevant, and it keeps the discussion moving towards productive resolution. I'm excited to be sharing this work and very excited to see how people use it, so thanks so much for watching and go map some claims.